What's up all? This is Arslan. Welcome to another Infernal Hulk video. Oh man, this one's nice. So not only do we have the Infernal Hulk fighting the X-Men, but we also get a tease for the returning Kadu, the other fractured son, who we've been waiting to make a comeback. So with that said, let's get into it. But first, if you're enjoying these videos, be sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and don't forget to hit that bell up top to get all notifications. All right, so as soon as this begins, we're thrown into this crazy vision where it's saying the age of man is being swept away. This is the age of monsters, of gods, of mutant kind. Step out of the shadows, all of you, and rise, rise, rise. And I gotta say, when I first saw this, I was like, who is this and what's going on? But then it becomes obvious with all the pink glob that's on fire, just as we're shown a closer look, and we see this is the mutant Robert Herman Glob, who soon after snaps back to reality, just to find out he wasn't the only person who had a vision like this. Because right now, with the other X-Men in Alaska, Glob looks over at Quentin, and he looks back at Glob, and Quentin's like, I just saw something crazy. Did you see something just now? And Glob pauses for a moment just before telling him, Nah, I didn't see anything. And really, just out of fear, and possibly the hope that Quentin only saw this because he's a powerful telepath. But nonetheless, Glob just keeps it to himself. And then following this, we jump over to the Midwest at an abandoned mall where a group of the Morlocks are currently staying. Which starts off pretty chill, because you got one of these guys by the name of Holmes who brings back like 50 pounds of tacos, and he's like, man, this is heavy. Next time, somebody gotta go with me. But really, he was the only person here who both passes as human and is not as recognizable as someone like Pyro. But when he gets back and everyone starts grubbing, suddenly they hear a huge boom sound coming from just above, almost as if someone followed Holmes back in the taco spot. But he's just like, nah, the guy barely looked at me, and he dismisses it like it's probably some safe junkie, just before the roof gives out. But Holmes uses his mutant power to turn words into constructs to yell the word look out and use that construct to protect everyone. And now as the group is just taken off, Leech is over here screaming at Holmes like, hey man, don't leave me. Only for Holmes to get splatted from above by the Infernal Hulk, who tells Leech, there you are, beautiful little Leech, the power dampener. I've been looking for you. So yeah, if the Infernal Hulk or the eldest wants to use Leech, this can't be good. So right away, Pyro, Erg, and Morrow step up, and they're like, dude, you killed Holmes, you gotta go. So Pyro tells Leech to run and hide while they handle this, and even Morrow's like, yeah, we're gonna kill this guy. But man, that doesn't quite exactly work out, because the Infernal Hulk is like, kill me? You gonna kill me? Just before punching Erg into the ground and kicking the mess out of Pyro. And they're like, I bore witness when your wretched forebears wiggled out of the sea. Those such as you who respect power should know when you have none. And out of these three, the last one the Infernal Hulk grabs is Morrow, and they give her the full-body flip phone treatment I'm talking about. Call ended, it's over, just before dashing her away like it's nothing. And of course, Morrow, she has strong bones, and she can control what she makes out of them. But for the Infernal Hulk, this was nothing. So they go back to looking for Leech, and they say, come out, don't be afraid. Cunning little thing, there is work to be done. And now when we go over to the X-Men team based in Alaska, we find them reaching out to the others in New Orleans, with Cyclops saying, here, apologies for the short notice, everyone. Last night, all our personnel here in the Alaska base had a vision at about the same time. I assume the rest of you did as well. Now the key word here is all. So everybody had a vision, which lets us know that Glob is somewhere around here looking like, well, that escalated quite quickly. But Scott goes on here saying there were visions of revolution, of violent grandeur in a world ruled by us. Beast is getting reports of mutants across the globe having dreams like this. Then Hank jumps in saying, if I might interject, Cyclops, the dreams themselves are not the most worrisome part, in my view.
This new Hulk seems to be exerting some kind of control over a sizable portion of the mutant population. I'm sure many of you feel an instinctual pull towards a specific geographical area. I feel it myself even now. Hulk's fortress in the Appalachian Mountains, Gaga, the living city. This Hulk considers himself the father of horrors, the ruler of all evolutionary deviations. I don't yet understand how or why, but as disaster as the notion is, it appears to be true. He is calling us to him. Because as far as the Infernal Hulk becoming the father of horrors, what this means in the case of ownership, birthright, and inheritance, this comes from what happened leading into all this, when the eldest, the firstborn of the mother of horrors, took the Hulk from Banner, or took Banner from the Hulks, plural really, depends on who you ask. But she did this as a way to release her mother, the mother of horrors, also known as Ven Ruvial. But when she found her mother, Ven Ruvial, just laying there, slumped, the eldest consumed her mother, which not only turned her into the Infernal Hulk, but it also gave the eldest Ven Ruvial's powers and allowed the eldest to take her mother's place, with Ven Ruvial being like the oldest evil ever, who originally corrupted the elder gods and started their whole war, Cathan included. And now, for anyone who needs a more in-depth explanation outside of what we covered in this series, I have a link below for the full origin of the Infernal Hulk that'll tell you everything you need to know in just under 5 hours. But Beast goes on here saying, our illustrious telepaths have been invaluable in managing the crisis. Emma is using her talents to dampen the Hulk's persuasive effect worldwide. And that's where Quentin's like, tell him what I'm doing. So Hank goes on like, while young Mr. Quire shields our team here in Alaska, we should be safe from further telepathic attacks, and any physical intrusion will be detected immediately. And now Glob, who's still not trying to let anyone know that he's seeing anything, he's over here like, excuse me, I know I'm just an extra in this meeting, 'cause I ain't never seen nothing. Do I look like I seen something? Nope. But yeah, with me being the extra in this meeting, I got a question. Why us? We're not like him. Mutants aren't monsters, right? And Beast tells him, no, Mr. Herman, we are most definitely not like this Infernal Hulk, and I promise you we will protect our own from him. Then after the meeting in Louisiana, we get this quick moment where Jubilee's asking Wolverine what's he's thinking, and to him, it's just another problem and they're gonna deal with it. Then she asks if he had one of those visions too, but he just tells her they don't mean nothing. Jubilee, if I end up going to that living city, it won't be because Hulk said so, and he won't be happy to see me. And after that, the two of them hop on Logan's bike to go grab a bite, and when they do, Logan asks Jubilee what about her, what did she see? So she just hits Logan with a reverse Uno by telling him, just like he said, didn't mean nothing. But then later on that night, the X-Men in Alaska, they get paid a visit by the Infernal Hulk, who's brought Leech along. And as soon as they get there, they send Leech in to start dampening powers. Meanwhile, inside, Quentin and Quire, they always playing video games. Quentin's that friend you always see online, even in the middle of a world-ending crisis. While he's on the couch here with Adam, Aaliyah, and Glob, she asks, here, have you guys ever thought about what could happen if Hulk, like, wins? And Glob's like, yeah, we'll probably be dead by then. So Quentin's like, don't worry, I got the base covered for both telepathic and physical attacks. So if the Infernal Hulk tries to get in their heads or come there physically, he'll know. And Jennifer's like, I know, 'cause she just wanted to know how they thought about it. And with this conversation making Glob uncomfortable for reasons that we know, he just gets up like, yeah, you know, I'm about to start working on breakfast for tomorrow. But when he does, Aaliyah asks Glob what was his Hulk dream. And that's where Quentin's like, oh, Glob said he didn't have one. And Glob just keeps walking like, look normal, while Jennifer's back there like, I thought everybody had a vision. Then she's like, do you think he's immune or something? Then Quentin goes on to tell her, like, Glob can't hear him or something. Tells her, you know, I love Glob, Starkey, but if Hulk's looking for his 4 horsemen, he'd come from Magic or Frost or me. What kind of delusions of grandeur could Hulk have shown Glob?
And as soon as Quinn says that, he hear that boom sound again and knocks Jennifer and Quinn off the couch. When the others who are nearby hear this, they're ready to go. Magneto just got a fresh hit of dextroamphetamine X, so he's up and he's ready. But when Scott reaches out to Quentin to get an update on what's going on, with Quentin being their first line of defense, Quentin's like, nothing tripped in that. I don't feel anything. And that's when he sees Legion. He's like, oh my God, power dampener, we're cooked. So Scott's like, get Leech away from Quentin, only for the Infernal Hulk to come in and say, be thankful none of you need to die. I've only come for one of you, and I want them alive. And now when Cyclops gets ready to give the Infernal Hulk a warning, Magneto's like, nah, it's too late for that. He pulls one of the Sentinels out of the factory to fight the Infernal Hulk because the Hulk came here for a fight, and that's what he's gonna get. But then the Hulk tells Bridger to do what they brought him here to do. We'll see what that is in just a moment, because in the meantime, the Infernal Hulk has some X-Men to smash. And now starting out with this Sentinel, like, come on, the Infernal Hulk's like children's toys. If you are the mightiest of mutant kind, I thought too much of you. And now Magneto's like, no, your mistake was underestimating us and coming here, because the X-Men are stronger together. And really, that's the core strength of mutant kind. So all of them attack at the same time, with Magneto slowing down the Hulk from using this large, sharp metal rod, Cyclops going in with the optic blast, Psylocke getting her slices and stabs in, and even Magic go for the teleporting I gotcha as she stabs the Hulk in the chest with her soul sword, only for the Infernal Hulk to go charging at Magneto with magic, and Psylocke just kind of hanging around. And Magneto's over here like, damn, you fool, only for the Infernal Hulk to drive that metal rod right through him. And Magneto's last words, like, I failed, greater than you. But the Infernal Hulk is just like, none be greater than I. Because again, the X-Men, they really don't know who they dealing with here. And on the flip side, the Eldest knows everything about them. And I'm not really sure how much the power dampening is still in the play here, but however you look at it, the Infernal Hulk has them in a huge disadvantage. Because not only were they not ready, but they thought they had some cover for a while. And now with the Soul Sword still sitting in the Infernal Hulk's chest, they say, here, Magic, this blade is bound to your life force. Yes, what would happen then if I took your head with it? And right there, I'm just like, no, don't do it. She's my main and rivals. Don't do it. But then Leech comes back to tell the Infernal Hulk that Bridger's done his job. Bridger's work is done. But the Eldest is just like, no, this is not done. Magic's soul sword just disappears. Here the Hulk says, I have what I came for, but you will see me again and soon. The mutants of Earth are mine by right, as you will learn. And after that, when they jump out of the factory, Scott's like, what did it mean by I have what I came for? And that's where Quentin's like, I can't feel him. He's not in the base. He took Glob. Glob is gone. And it's like you put that together with what Leech said, and it tells us what Bridget was working on in the background. And now, when we head over to Reed, Tony, and the others, this is where we get a sneak peek on how crazy things are about to get. But it starts with Reed telling the others we're failing. And that's where Tony's like, failing how? And he's like, bro, I know good and well you ain't over here asking how. We got footage of you getting wrecked by the Infernal Hulk. Like, I think the file name is something like the mollywhopping of Tony Stark. But nonetheless, it's pretty obvious how they failing. But then Reed goes on to say here, Infernal Hulk is consistently mutating everything around him. His opponents, his servants, his environment. In effect, it means he has no upper limits we can observe or quantify. This ancient skull has gamma signature that is similar, but not similar enough. Any weapon, trap, or gamma leeching device we build with it will likely not be effective against this new Hulk. And now what's crazy is that they have the skull of Enkidu, the Hulk from Time of Monsters, and we saw this skull show up again at the end of Immortal Hulk. But during the 2023 Philip K. Johnson Hulk series, we saw him take on the Eldest with the help of the One Below All, way before the Eldest could use him to free the Mother of Horrors. And at the time, she nearly pulled it off. But again, Enkidu had the help of the One Below All, so the Eldest wasn't able to free her mother Vrunio. And I also got the link in the description if you want to check out the full story. But I also got to say here, the main difference between how things went down then with Enkidu and the One Below All helping and what's going on now is the fact that the One Below All is out of the picture after the events of Immortal Hulk. And now, if Bruce can use Enkidu's skull and access the green flame and more or less find a way to separate the Eldest from the Infernal Hulk, that might be an answer. But then they probably have to deal with Vrunio, who's also in there. But last thing I want to point out here is back at the time with Enkidu, the Eldest also referred to him as a fractal fractured sun, much like we saw her say to Bruce's Hulk in the modern day. So it reads saying here that there are similarities between this skull and the Infernal Hulk. That makes sense, but also with them saying that this skull alone won't be enough to go with any kind of weapon or trap that they'll make it into, that makes sense as well too, because clearly there's something missing. Then they hear someone say, "You're going about this all wrong, Reed," and when everyone turns around, they see it's Bruce. So Bruce tells them, "I'm sorry I've been away. I know that everything that's happened is my fault, but you're going about this all wrong. If history has taught us anything, it's that the only way to take down a Hulk is by making a better monster." And now, like we saw earlier in this series, even though Bruce is separated from the Hulk and all the other Hulks are in the Hulkscape, but over by Bruce, even though he was laying low, he still had this weird thing going on where these Hulk-like creatures would come out of him. And we still have yet to see what exactly that is or what it means. But as it stands, it looks like he's about to bring NK-Do back. But that's just what I'm thinking. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like and let me know in the comments below if you think Banner and NK-Do are about to whip up a solution. So that'll do it for this one, guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and we'll do it again on the next one. All right, I will catch you all later. Bye.